always find it incredible how a head of garlic can be broken apart and then planted on, and you get so much more bang for your buck. When you think about how much garlic costs in the supermarkets, you can spend the same amount of money and get 20, sometimes more, full heads of garlic if you grow it yourself. And it is so easy. The two new varieties that I'm growing this year are Rose White, which is a hardneck garlic. And that's a type of garlic that needs at least 4 to 6 weeks of pretty cold weather over the winter to be able to form bulbs. So it needs to be below about 40 degrees Fahrenheit during that time. I'm also growing Picardy White, which is a softneck. And softnecks aren't as fussy about the cold weather thing. You can put them in now at the same time, and that lengthened growing period will actually create bigger bulbs, at least here in Britain. Now you can see that this bed here, where I've planted the garlic, is actually where the squash was this summer. And I've been doing quite a lot of clearing. I've also taken down the bean structure, which suffered this year incredibly in all of the gales and the storms that we had, and got a really good harvest of achoca or achocha off of them as well. And that is a South American vegetable that looks really spiky, the variety I have, but those spikes are velvety soft and they're absolutely delicious. This time of the year, we are starting to slow down a bit in the garden, and it's less about sowing seeds and growing new plants and more about harvesting and preparing the soil. So I'd like to go and show you my compost pile, because I've been working on taking all the compost out, rebuilding it, and putting new stuff in. And this bed here and various beds around the allotment here have a new layer of mulch, and that's homemade compost made out of free waste. I'm going to show you how I do it. It's honestly nothing fancy, my compost pile. 4 wood pallets that I've this time actually fixed together with screws. When you saw me put this together a couple of years ago, it was just with baling twine. There's a couple extra ones here because I need to build another bay. And inside here, I've lined the sides this time with landscaping fabric, and that's to keep weeds from growing in from the sides. And also there's a layer on top to keep seeds from the sycamores above from falling in. And I've layered alternating layers of brown material and green material. So I've been using the comfrey leaves that have been growing around here, lots of waste that I've just been piling up here waiting to put into a new compost pile. The compost that was in here before was just sitting. I didn't turn it, I didn't do much with it. I just threw it in and left it for a long time. If you want to make compost quicker, you would turn it and you put a lot more effort into it. But this lazy composting method is my preferred way because I'm always short of time. And so what I'll do with this is I will just leave this for some months, and in that time it will break down, and then by next spring most of it will be ready to go onto the plot as an organic, nutrient-rich mulch. I absolutely love this time of the year. When we have sunny days like this, everything is just so golden and beautiful. It's really warm still, and plants are still growing. I've got beetroot in this bed along with some leeks on the other side, some celery. This is my first attempt at growing celery, and I think I got it in a little bit too late, but that's all right. We'll eat this when it gets a little bit bigger, and if it doesn't get much bigger, then we'll still eat it. Down here I've got some chard, and under the netting this is the 9-star broccoli, and it did get a little bit munched by cabbage white butterfly caterpillars, but they're fine. And this is a type of brassica that lives a good few years at least, and it produces cauliflower-like florets in spring, and as long as you pick them, it'll stay alive and perennial. So I'll be interested to see how that all goes. These are all leeks that I planted earlier in the summer with some littler ones beside. These are all ready to be harvested, but since we've been eating other things out of the allotment, I've just left them because they're nice to come up and dig in winter. And now you can see that the bean structure is most definitely gone, as are the pumpkins and squash that were growing here earlier in the summer. And this needs a good layer of manure, and there's some ready and waiting in the car park right now. And then I'm going to top up the pathways on either side with more wood chip, which is waiting in the car park as well. But now that the squash is gone, you can really see the oca, the New Zealand yams. And there are these bushy sorrel-like plants here. And last year I dug them up in January and got a really good harvest. So I'm just gonna leave these here and be patient. And beyond them are these dahlias. And I learned something really interesting this week, and it was from Floret Flower Farm, who specialize in dahlias. Now, I grew all of these guys from seed, and I ordered the seed. They may have been some dodgy seed, because normally you would not grow dahlias from seed because they don't grow true, apparently. So you would only save the seed and grow them on if you're experimenting and wanting to try new varieties. If you want to keep a dahlia going and have it bloom the same blooms the next year, you have to divide the dahlia roots or the tubers themselves. This big messy patch is all parsnips. And these are another veg that I'm just going to be leaving until winter. And you can see, if you look down there, we've got some decent size roots on these guys. And the saying is that parsnips taste better after they've had a bit of frost anyway. So I'm happy to just leave them to grow on. Beyond the parsnips is the strawberry cage, and it is still netted, although I will be taking that down very soon because there's no point in keeping it up, and it will cause more issues in the winter than it will solve. And then beyond them are the raspberries, and we've been picking loads and loads. And these are the autumn fruiting Joan J variety. Absolutely delicious. And then beyond them are the golden ones. And here's some back here. And I thought that I actually removed all of these last winter, but I'm actually quite happy to say that some of them have remained, and we've been picking and enjoying them too. I'm delighted to say that I spotted quite a few little tadpoles in the pond just now, and the snout of an adult frog. And it looked like it was paddling under the water and just popping up slightly each time. And it was definitely soaking up the last of the afternoon sunshine. And the rest of the garden behind it looks so beautiful now. This time of the year is just golden. And we really do have to cherish these moments, because in the weeks ahead, a lot of the foliage will be dying down, leaves will be falling, and everything will be going to sleep for the winter. Even though it's been a beautiful warm day here at the allotment, we are slowly descending into winter. And I, for one, am really appreciating the slower pace that we can look forward to in the weeks and months to come. And I know that there are a lot of people who feel that they need to get more food in. There's a panic right now with COVID and the news and so much uncertainty. But I think the message right now that I would like to give is to enjoy your garden. Make it a place where you can find a haven and a place to relax despite everything going on in the world. Don't feel pressured to try to attain this self-sufficient model unless that is a really true desire that is beyond COVID and beyond everything else. Because as we know from the first lockdowns that have happened this year, there was no shortage of food. So just enjoy the time ahead. I have some big news as well, a milestone actually for my YouTube channel. As of yesterday, I have 100,000 subscribers here, and it's been a long time coming. I've had a channel since 2014, and it is just so incredible to see that number and to know that you are enjoying my videos, you are enjoying the content, and I just want to say thank you very, very much. And to celebrate the next video, I'm going to do a special 100K Q&A, and I would like you to ask me some questions. And so leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions about the allotment, about the Isle of Man, about anything, and I'll try to answer as many as I can within, a good 20 minutes period. So ask away. And I will also have some more big news coming up soon. It's just a little bit too early right now to let you know, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks I will have some juicy news that is also related to the garden as well. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you again for supporting Lovely Greens. I appreciate each and every one of you as a subscriber. See you next time. One last thing before you go. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to Lovely Greens and click that little bell icon so that you get notifications for when new videos are out.